It's my first work trip internationally, and I'm flying with OK Studios to Maldives. I never thought that I would go to another country to shoot content, but here I am. It's a 4-hour plus flight, and the fact that I'm having my finals in just 1 week is quite crazy because I'm supposed to be studying, but I guess it's once in a lifetime opportunity and I'm not risking it, so I'm studying on a flight. But we all know that's quite impossible because we all fell asleep. And then 4 hours later, we reached the international airport and Martin from Maldives team fetched us to have lunch. And this is the OK team, and we're having typical Maldivian food, and it reminds me of our mamak food in Malaysia. And this is fried noodles, which reminds me of Maggi, but I really like the kotu roshi, which is kind of chopped up roti canai. Then we went to Mali, which is the capital of Maldives, and walked around with Raya. We went to the historical landmarks and also learned about their culture before we went for a short eat. At night, I even went on a bike ride to get some local street food. For the second day, we walked 15 minutes to our breakfast spot from our stay called Sky at Hulu Malay, and this is the typical Maldivian breakfast with tuna, which is mashuni, and roti that doesn't taste like roti canai but more fragile, I would say. They also serve stewed beans and fish-based sauce. Let me give you a heads up, you'll be seeing a lot of fish in this vlog because Maldives is made up of 1,200 islands and they're surrounded with water, so most of their protein is tuna, and you can see them in any form.
Are at the beach. Wow. So this is day 2 in Maldives and we just had breakfast. So outside the breakfast area is this beach.
I would say that the weather is similar to Malaysia because it was hot and humid, but I wish it was more sunny because it was monsoon season when we went. At least when we walked around, it was more comfortable, and Hulu Malay is such a chill city, and it's interesting to see people just starting their businesses because it was a barren land 6 years ago.
We are going to a cafe. Hello. Hello. This is Ray. Raya. They call me Raya, and for 3 years people called me Raya, and I was like, yeah, sure. But it's like Raya. It means like fragrance and light. So you are that sunshine.
You know me, I cannot miss out on a cafe visit in Maldives. And we went to Baker Liu at Hulu Malay, and they served a lot of pastries that were so gorgeous. Throughout my trip, I was amazed by the texture of all their breads because it was so fluffy and soft. Like this French toast really blew my mind. I'm curious whether if it's their flour or the way that they make their bread, but I'm glad that they have a well-established cafe so you can try how the locals make the common cafe food, like a pizza. And of course, their rendition of it is tuna.
香哦，超香的，超香的，好鱼哦。
Then we went back to change to get ready for water sports.
We are at the beach right now. Wow!
The wind was super strong, so the audio wasn't as good. Me and Sheen went kayaking on a transparent boat. And we also went swimming with Jeremy. Well, technically I wasn't swimming because I was kind of scared to be in a big ocean and I nearly drowned him, but we're alright. After that, we went back to our stay, but before that, we stopped by the grocery mart to get some water. We had some time to rest, but this team works really hard. We wanted to explore Hulu Malay ourselves, so we walked around the city, and I would say it's much safer than Malay, the capital. Kids were hanging around, and it felt like one of those peaceful cities that you built in a video game. I would say that the fresh produce in Maldives is not cheap. I think because they mostly import their products.
In the convenience store and everything is always so packed. Like obviously just this better, you know. The other ones are like very cramped. The housing areas here are very cute. They're all little blocks of apartments, and we just stumbled into one that's very, very cute. Like, look at all these trees.
It still boggles my mind that it was a barren land 6 years ago and now it's a full-on city. It's just 15 minutes away from the main capital of Malé, so people choose to live here instead because it's more peaceful and there's not much people. And the real flex of Maldives is you're surrounded by water, so everywhere you go, you can just prop yourself down and enjoy the waves and the breeze. I guess the theme for the day is cafe hopping because we're here at another cafe.
Hi Thomas, this is our. What are you? Show us your.
I'm Oki's videographer.
Look at that camera. Time for the food. Bye bye.
I would say today is a more chill day because we didn't want to pack with too much activity that we don't get to appreciate the moment. Well, except Jeremy wasn't very appreciative of the moment that I kind of drowned him. Just kidding, I owe him my life. Anyways, continuing with the food. My favorite was the rice because they nailed the spices, and when we left, not only a cat said bye to us, but the owner also gave us free brownies and ice cream. They have their own version of Grab, which I find really cool because it's so much faster. Maybe because it's nearer to each other and it's not jammed. And the cute thing is this van was playing some documentary about marine creatures. When we went back, we wanted supper, so we went to indoor cafe just right outside Sky Stay. On the menu it says Indian and Chinese food, but I feel like it tastes like mama. We ordered the dosa and the texture was weird because it tastes like rice papery, and then this is the biryani and butter chicken. The food really grows on you because actually the second time, because yesterday we came here for supper as well. Started the day with seeing a Myvi and a mobile car wash service. Our plan was to walk to Central Park and just have a look because we were gonna have breakfast and then head to another island. You cannot be too careful when you travel because one of our phones nearly got stolen away. But thank God we found the person and got it back, and we went for breakfast. This was a 20-minute walk from our stay, and it seems like one of the higher class cafes because there were other foreigners and it wasn't cheap.
Dumpling. Such a dumpling.
Such a dumpling. Wow. Shin is something to work of her.
Inside is tuna.
Yeah.
Hello. Where are we going?
We're going to Malé.
After breakfast, we went back to get our bags and packed up because we were going to another island. Our ferry was at 2 to go to Vahendu, but when we finished our breakfast, it was already 12:30, so we kind of rushed to lunch. It seemed like a place that locals go because there were a lot of people. Because it was cheap and they served local Maldivian food that I've never seen in my life. But it does remind me of nasi kandar shops in Malaysia. We freaking missed our ferry to Vahendu and our plans are kinda screwed up. We had to put back our luggage that we packed, and our impromptu plan was to go to another island called Malé. We were super sad because we couldn't stay at one of the hotels that were really nice, and the whole plan was really just messed up already, but it's okay. We gotta go with the flow and deal with stuff that you can't control. Now I know why my mom always gets anxious when it comes to being in airports, because you don't want to miss your flight or you don't want to miss anything. So the lesson here is you should be there earlier, and another lesson is just to accept what happens and go with the flow. This lady just gave me some nuts. I don't know what is it, so I'm just gonna try it. Yeah, like nuts. She was just meow. Is the smoked tuna? It's like jerky. Oh, then the back is like bitter.
went on a canoe ride. You can see that our boat there. It was very chill. It was very fun.
Oh no! I see with you. It's day 4 and we're at the same restaurant again, but we are fast this time because we don't want to miss any boat or ferry. But we got the pastries again because it tasted so good, and these are the traditional Maldivian food. And of course there's tuna, and I felt like we were in a mamak restaurant because a lot of the food reminds me of what I would eat back home. But this is special. They brought out some screw pine fruit and you chew on it. It was very hard, but they made it into ice cream, but it tasted like cotton candy.
We're in a souvenir shop right now, and everything is so beautiful. They're all with like sea creatures.
I bought some souvenirs for my family and it totaled up to be 56 USD, and then later on we took a speedboat to Crossroads and it was 15 minutes one way and it was 188. I'm actually quite sad that I didn't get to stay in Crossroads because we missed out one day. But Crossroads was really nice because it was like a luxurious place where people would go, and there's like a beach club, and we enjoyed the sea and also played some volleyball and soccer. Can you imagine living in one of those villas that were on top of the water? It feels like you're on a cruise ship but on an island. We were fangirling over ice cream because it's been so long since I've had one, and the day was super hot. Something about being a foodie is that even though we had pizza, I couldn't reject another buffet because look at that spread, I got all the good stuff. Then it was time to go back to Hulu Malay. Remember I told you we missed our ferry 2 days ago, and we're finally on our way to Fahendu, another island. It was a 2-hour speedboat ride and it was quite hot, but we reached Tropical Tree. People always think going to Maldives is very fancy, it's gonna be very expensive, but I would say this is a budget stay that we had, but they still treated us really well because the price is inclusive of breakfast, lunch and dinner, and the room was really spacious. There was an outdoor bathroom. It was a tiny island, so we got to walk around, and it just took us 15 minutes, and we even got to locals' houses and they offered us these bread chips and coffee. Can you believe they only have one grocery store in the whole island? And this is our dinner. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I'm glad that there's food in this place. And food is expensive in Maldives because it's all imported. Then after dinner, we walked around and I met this
What do you
girl.
like to do?
I like to sing, dance, and roller skate.
Roller skate. Just now you gave us some snacks, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like jackfruit, fried jackfruit. You just cut it and slice it, and then you just fry it in oil. I love to go diving with my dad. It's a beautiful fish. I saw it was a purple big starfish.
Purple starfish.
Yes. I think I have some gum.
Oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye to the camera. Bye. Good morning. We just woke up for Hindu, and then we're gonna go to the beach now. We have a full day planned out ahead for us.
You can't actually wear a bikini around in Maldives because it's a Muslim country. But we heard there was a bikini beach, and technically it was private because there wouldn't be anyone. And thankfully we found it in this really small little entrance. Maybe that's why they made it so private and secluded, because you have to be adventurous to look for it.
Wow, this is... Sorry. We are here. Look at the back, that's the sea. Small part and feels a bit like a private island, but there's just not many people here, so you can wear a bikini. Because here you're not allowed to. So, ta-da!
Then after that, we went for breakfast, and it is already prepared by the hotel, and they have the usual like masuni, which is coconut and tuna. If you're someone that really wants to get away from everything like work, you can really come here because they have everything prepared for you already, and you just want to relax at a beach that's right beside of you. I can't deny it, it was just beautiful, and something else to be so close to the sea, and you can just walk out, and if you want to swim, just go ahead. Then we took a 20-minute speedboat that allowed us to look at the bluest ocean I've seen in my whole life. Then we arrived at Fanohu, which was one of those resorts that you see when they talk about Maldives, right beside the sea, villas on top of the ocean, and it gave me like a hot towel just to clean myself. I'm so sad that we don't get to stay in these rooms because they look so amazing. It was like another world. An interesting fact about Maldives is that they rely heavily on tourism. So we were thinking, what happened during COVID? How could they stay alive? So it turns out like really rich people would literally rent out the whole island and stay there for a few months with their family, because you're gonna get quarantined as well. So why not be quarantined in a freaking island? They have rooms that have direct access to a private beach, and they have rooms on top of the ocean that you can literally just swim right into the sea. I was wondering to myself if I'll ever spend 2,000 ringgit just to stay a night here. Or maybe have my honeymoon here or anniversary. I don't know. Maybe in the future, because it's really an experience that you can never buy with money, and I think it worths more than a 2,000 watch or bag.
So we just had lunch, but then it's raining really heavily, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I changed into like my swimwear again, but we shall see. Good morning! This is our last day at Fahendu and also Maldives. But technically we are leaving at we're leaving late tonight, so we'll be reaching Malaysia the next day at 7 a.m. So this is the place that we're staying, and you can see the sea is just right there. At the airport, it's like 9, but our flight is at 11:40, so we have to wait, but we still have to check in and everything. And when we reach Malaysia, we're gonna like time travel to 7 a.m. Hello. Hello.
Okay.